Hey, what's up you guys? I hope you're having a beautiful, amazing day. Today, I'm going to be explaining to you how you can travel the world on a super tight budget. So the reason that I'm making this video is because a lot of people have been asking me recently how I'm gonna be going on my travels in 2018. For those of you that don't know, I'm going to be traveling in 2018 to California, and I'm gonna be living there for about a month. Then the plan is to go to Arizona and see the Grand Canyon, then go to Washington and just adventure around there. I wanna see all the forests, I wanna go to Seattle, I wanna go to a bunch of different places up there. And then I'm going up into Western Canada up there in Vancouver area. Gonna be living there for about a month. And then I'm off to Asia for about 2 to 3 months. And a lot of people have been asking me, how are you gonna afford this? You know, I'm only 19 years old. I'm not rich by any means. But I'm making this video to show you that it's really possible to not spend so much money and that you can travel for fairly cheap. So without further ado, let's get into the video and let's go over these tips on how you can travel on a super cheap budget. So the first way is with accommodation, and with this you have quite a few different options. Don't stay in hotels. Unless you have a rewards program with a hotel credit card or you're getting super cheap deals on hotels, don't stay in a hotel. It will drain your budget so fast. So here's 3 options that I'm gonna be using personally. The first one is staying in hostels. This is amazing. Some people don't like it that much. It's basically like staying in a dorm room in college, just with a bunch of different people who are traveling. Hostels can be very cheap. Some of them you can get for $15 a night. Some of them you can get for $35 a night. Those are nicer ones, are $35 a night. Depending on the country you're in, it'll vary in price, and depending on the area you're in that country. If you're in a main city, of course, the prices are gonna get jacked up a bit. So staying in hostels is one of the main ways that I'm gonna be using my accommodation. And a cool thing with hostels is, you know, you can pay the $15 a night or whatever the price is, but usually if you ask the people who are running the hostel if you can help out and work for accommodation, like if you can stay around and clean up for 2 hours a day or whatever, and if that can pay for your accommodation, usually they'll let that happen. So basically, if you just work 2 hours or whatever it is, it's gonna be different in every hostel, but usually it's just cleaning up around the hostel 2 hours or so every day. You can live for free. So hostels is the first one. The next one is called woofing, and what woofing is it's a nonprofit organization for organic farms. And what you can do, and this is anywhere in the world, you could go to Malaysia with this, you could do it in Michigan, you could do it in California, you could do it in Europe, you could do it anywhere. So what it is you go on this website, you sign up for a membership, it's like $30 a year, and you click on where you want to go, and you find a farm, and you contact the farm, you talk to the farm, and you work something out. And what you do is you work on the farm for whatever amount of time you set with this particular farm. Every farm's different. Same thing with hostels. Everything's different. But what you do is you trade work for accommodation and for food. So you live on the farm and you get fed. And usually the farm people are super cool and they'll show you around the local area and give you kind of, not tours, but like they'll show you around. They'll show you the cool spots and everything. It's a super cool organization. I'm excited. That's something I'm going to be doing in Canada when I'm up by Vancouver and that area. That's what I'm going to be woofing. So that's going to be really interesting. Look forward to that. I will give you like a full review on woofing. I have not done it yet. I've just heard a lot of good things about it. I know somebody who actually spent 4 years simply traveling, couch surfing, which is what I'm going to get to next, and woofing, and they just traveled the world for 4 years just doing that, being a total nomad. And the last way that you can save, and not the last as in like there's nothing else you can do, there's other things you can do that I'm not talking about in this video, but the next way that I'm going to be saving on accommodation is through couch surfing. Now what couch surfing is, if you haven't heard of that, is basically it's a website similar to woofing where you go and you find homeowners that are taking people in. They're open to take in travelers and let them sleep on their couch, or maybe they have an extra air mattress or whatever, and you go and you live on their couch for free for a little bit. Now I know it sounds sketchy, but I've known a lot of people who have done it and they say, yeah, it's the best experience. I've met the coolest people and they showed me around the local area and it was just super interesting to meet these different people. Now you do have to be careful when you're on this site. Make sure you read all the reviews on the person who's the homeowner. Don't ever stay with somebody who had 0 reviews and like no upvotes or whatever. Do your research. So that pretty much covers accommodation. Now we're gonna move on to airfare. Now this without a doubt is gonna be probably your biggest cost when traveling, but I'm gonna tell you how you can get it all for free. So you've probably heard of a travel credit card or gaining miles on a credit card or gaining points or rewards on a credit card to go towards travel. If you haven't, what it is basically you get a credit card, you buy stuff, and when you buy stuff, you get points in return that go towards your travel that you can spend on an airfare, and it'll cheapen the price. Now, just to give you an example of how well this really can work, if you know what you're doing, in just the last 3 months, I've used one credit card and I could fly to California from Michigan right now for free. Free, like zero. Actually, I take that back. I'd have to pay like 15 to 30 bucks for gas fees, and they tack on all those stupid ass fees. Basically free. Just to give you an idea, that's roughly a $300 to $350 flight. So what I recommend you do is go and check out these credit cards. A lot of credit cards will entice you with bonus mile offers, and what you do is you go on the credit card and you try to sign up for it. Now, I'm not saying go open a ton of credit cards, go get bad credit, go spend a ton of money. Be smart with this. And there's a ton of different blogs, and I recommend you do your research. What I'm gonna tell you in this video is not enough to go do this, but I'm telling you, this is the main reason I'm able to travel where I'm traveling on such a cheap budget. Use credit card travel rewards programs to get free flights. Build up rewards over 6 to 12 months, and you can easily get a free flight to your dream location. A quick tip with this, a great thing to do if you're paying rent. Currently I'm not because I'm living with my parents, but if you're paying rent, figure out a way that you can get your rent to be on your credit card. So if you're paying $800 in rent, that can go towards your travel reward and help you get a free flight a lot faster. The next way that you can save on airfare is to be flexible. Now, there's 2 ways that you can be flexible. The first way is with your location. Where do you want to travel? If you don't have anywhere specific in mind that you're like, I need to go here right now, then just see where the cheapest flights are. You can use Skyscanner, or there's a million different search engines for flights, but find what the cheapest flights are. And if it seems like somewhere that you're interested in going, do some research about the place. Be like, okay, it's a $100 flight, why not? And the second way that you can be flexible, and this works if you're not location flexible, so if you have say you wanna go to Hawaii, then be flexible on when you go to Hawaii. Because you probably already know this, flights fluctuate throughout the years, throughout the weeks, and the time that you go can change everything when it comes to price. Figure out when the cheapest time is to travel to the destination that you want to go to, or if you have a random destination, if you go into skyscanner.com, you can put in anywhere, anytime, and then find sort it by the cheapest flights, and you can just find the cheapest flight. So if you're super flexible, that can help you save a ton of money if you just want to get out and move your feet and travel and see different places. So your next big expense that you want to save on is transportation. Now this one's kind of difficult to get around, and I've just got a couple simple tips for it. The first one is if you're going to be using Uber or Lyft, use the recommendation feature where you can, if you recommend a friend and they come on and they use Uber, you get $20 towards your next Uber. That can help a lot. If you get all your family and friends to do that, you can get like $100 to $200 worth of credit in Uber. And the other tip that I have for transportation is, and I can't say I'm recommending this. I haven't done it yet. I've just heard stories of other people doing it and that it worked out great. But there's definitely a sketchiness to this, and I don't recommend it. I'm just telling you it's an option, is hitchhiking. Now, obviously, you want to know where you are when you're hitchhiking. You don't want to be in some super ghetto area and then be hitchhiking, or you don't want to be in a bad area. You have to be aware of your surroundings and know where you are and make sure you're in a decent area. But even when you're in a decent area, it still can be sketchy, so just be very careful. That's the video for this week, guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and like it. If it helped you out, go ahead and like it. Subscribe if you want more videos. Daily creations coming June 24th. Hope you're excited for that, and I'll see you guys next week.